Hey YouTube, it's Charlie from Reader Turned Writer, and today I am sharing my September 2020 TBR list. I do of course have a bullet page, so I'll jump over to that and start telling you what I'm planning to read next month. I have 36 books on my 2020 TBR, so I need to read 3 books from that each month if I want to finish by the end of the year. In September, I am planning on reading Illuminate by Amy Kaufman. This is a futuristic sci-fi told through documents that I've wanted to read for a long time. It is a booktube favorite. The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I have read one other book by Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale, and loved it. This one is talked about a lot and I'm a little nervous because I'm not sure it's going to be for me, but I'm optimistic based off my past experience with the author. And Princess Ben by Catherine Gilbert Murdoch. This is an older book that I may or may not have read growing up. I don't actually remember, and that's one of the reasons I want to read it, is to help me remember. It is a fantasy book about a princess, I believe. It may be historical, I'm not even sure. My read aloud this month is The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. I started this with the kids during the summer, but we didn't make much headway in it until recently when we started schooling again. The kids and I are both really enjoying it, and we'll get through it pretty quickly this month now that we're more consistent with read aloud again. My nonfiction read is The Artful Edit by Susan Bell. I'm really excited because I just finished the revision process on my first novel, and while I improved my novel a ton from the first draft, I feel like there's so much more I can learn about the self-editing process and my book and do better next time, or maybe even go back and do some more editing on this book. I have a few classics that I want to read this month. I have 2 Sherlock Holmes short story collections left, and then I'll have finished all of the Sherlock Holmes novels and short stories, so I actually want to read through both of those in September. They are His Last Vow and The Casebook by Arthur Conan Doyle. I also want to start listening to Lady Susan by Jane Austen. The prompt this month for the Rereadathon is a book recommended to you. I actually switched my original pick for this month with March because of middle grade March. My pick had been a middle grade book, but the prompt still works. I am rereading Pride and Prejudice in September, and it was recommended to me by my 12th grade English teacher. I'm really excited to reread Pride and Prejudice because it is one of my favorite novels by Jane Austen. My main audiobook this month is Lady Susan by Jane Austen. I have been trying to read a comic book each month this year, but I'm actually revising that goal. I do want to read probably one more this year, and then after that I'll probably read like 3 or 4 a year, but not really push myself to read a lot. I have enjoyed some of them, but I'm really not a comic book or graphic novel person, I don't think. I would much rather read actual novels. The new release I want to read is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Brigid Kemmerer. I really enjoyed A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and I'm so excited to finally read the sequel. For the series I want to make progress in, I am going to read the second Guardian book, To Run with the Swift by Gerald Lund. This is the second in a magical realism middle grade duology. I keep a list each month of the books and ebooks I own but haven't read. My goal is to read all the books on my list from January by the end of the year. An ebook from that list that I want to read this month is Murmur of Bees by Sofia Segovia. A physical book from that list is All the Ever After. I also have been wanting to read some books by fellow author-tubers. One I am planning to read this month is Splinters of Scarlet by Emily Bain Murphy. I've read the sample of it on my Kindle and I am itching to read the rest. I am really excited to get to the rest of it because the sample was really good. My goal is to read between 10 and 12 books, and I have 14 options to choose from. And we'll see what I pick because this is going to be a really hard choice. I might end up reading 14. What are you planning to read in September? Let me know the book you're most excited for in the comments below. I love to hear from you, especially about books. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for lots of writing content. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you in the next one.